Why your eyes betray you before you speak. There's a 40-millisecond window between what you feel and what you choose to display. In that invisible flash, truth leaks out. Intelligence analysts call it the confession gap. You've missed thousands of these moments without knowing, but if you learn to catch that split second, deception becomes impossible to hide. Watch until the end, you will be surprised. And here's the disturbing part. People who master this rarely reveal they know. Reading humans isn't mysticism, it's surgical observation. While most people waste energy analyzing words, true strategists study the face. Because faces don't lie, they betray. A fake smile lingers 0.3 seconds longer than a genuine one. Eyes that dart away for less than half a second reveal discomfort. A forehead crease at the wrong moment exposes doubt. Ancient warriors trained to read intent through an opponent's pupils. They understood. Whoever controls their expression controls the narrative. But whoever reads another's expression controls the entire game. In the modern world, nothing has changed. It's just more subtle. High-level negotiators, intelligence operatives, and federal interrogators use these exact principles. They observe microscopic hesitations, involuntary muscle tensions, eye contact patterns. And they win. Always. Yet there's a detail almost no one ever notices. Those who master facial reading never reveal their reading. Because true power lies in the invisibility of observation. Picture yourself in a high-stakes meeting. Someone says, "I fully support this direction," but their upper lip tightens for a fraction of a second. Sign of suppressed disgust. Their nostrils flare slightly afterward. Sign of emotional resistance. The voice stays steady, but the face is screaming. You see it. Others don't. This asymmetry gives you leverage. Because while everyone reacts to the words, you're reading the real intention. It's like tracking invisible footprints at a crime scene. Every facial micro-movement is a clue. Every expression flash is evidence. You connect the fragments and discover what the person is hiding, sometimes even from themselves. This skill transforms ordinary interactions into emotional chess matches. And you always play with an advantage. Mental discipline isn't just managing your emotions, it's reading others before they become actions. Consider a silent negotiation. Two sides observing, measuring, testing. The one who reveals less gains more. It's not about hiding emotions, it's about choosing when to show them and when to observe without being noticed. Historical strategists like Richelieu mastered this technique. They appeared distracted while cataloging every detail. That's the paradox. To have total control over a situation, you must seem slightly absent. This lowers the other person's guard, and when the guard drops, the face speaks. If you could read someone's true intentions before they acted, how would that change your daily decisions? But there's a facial expression even more revealing than any micro-expression, and almost no one knows it exists. What pupil dilation reveals about hidden desire. When someone's pupils dilate by 0.5 millimeters while discussing a topic, it's not random, it's neurological confession. That microscopic expansion signals arousal, interest, or fear. Intelligence agencies have used this for decades. Not because it's dramatic, but because it's involuntary. You can control your words, you can manage your tone, but you cannot fake pupil response. And whoever reads this dominates. We live in an era of filtered communication. Everyone performs. Few are authentic. Even fewer notice what cannot be controlled. But there's a hidden layer in human interaction. The language of autonomic response. When someone's pupils constrict while saying, "I'm excited about this," their nervous system is rejecting the statement. You don't need a confession. Just observe, register, and leverage later. Behavioral analysis units know this. They don't interrogate with questions, they monitor involuntary responses. Because the human nervous system cannot lie. It reacts to threat, attraction, deception, and truth with measurable physical changes. This principle works in any context: corporate strategy sessions, personal conflicts, investment pitches. You present an idea and watch the pupils. If they dilate, there's genuine interest. If they constrict, there's resistance or fear. No words needed. The body already answered. And this is where everything shifts. Whoever controls the observation of autonomic signals controls the hidden conversation. Daily life application. Imagine you're pitching a proposal to a decision maker. Their words are neutral. "We'll consider it," but their pupils contracted the moment you mentioned cost. That's not consideration, that's rejection masked in politeness. Now imagine you notice this immediately. You don't push the price point. You pivot to value, to long-term benefit, to risk mitigation. The pupils stabilize. Interest returns. You didn't force the sale. You read the system and adjust it. This type of real-time calibration separates those who present from those who persuade. Emotional self-regulation here means maintaining your composure while reading theirs. Staying calm while extracting involuntary truth. That's high-performance psychology. Strategic awareness. Mental sovereignty. There's an ancient principle. Appear weak when you are strong, strong when you are weak. In reading humans, this means appear unobservant. When you're cataloging everything, let them believe you're focused on the conversation while you're actually reading their nervous system. Commanders who won battles never revealed their intelligence sources. You do the same. Never expose that you're reading. If you could detect genuine interest versus polite deflection in every conversation, how would that change your approach to persuasion? But there's a breathing pattern that exposes lies faster than any polygraph, and most people don't even know to look for it. How breathing patterns expose emotional states. There's a technique used by counterintelligence operatives that sounds absurd. They listen to breath before words, not the content, not the tone, the rhythm. Because while speech can be rehearsed and expressions can be controlled, breathing is tied directly to the autonomic nervous system. It's primal, unconscious, and brutally honest. A warrior might say, "Listen to where the body seeks oxygen, and you'll know where the fear lives." Most people think reading humans is about catching lies, but the real level is prediction. When you understand breathing patterns, posture shifts, and microtensions, you don't just interpret the present, you anticipate the future. Military tacticians studied what they called the language of preparation. Before an attack, enemy soldiers would unconsciously alter their breathing. Shallow and rapid before action, deep and slow before retreat. Those who could read these signs survived. Those who ignored them died. In the modern world, the signals remain the same. Someone about to reject your proposal will breathe shallower for seconds before speaking. Someone about to agree will exhale slowly first. These microscopic anticipations are strategic gold, because they give you time to adjust your approach before the response solidifies. It's like having a 5-second emotional advantage in every interaction. But that's not even the strangest part. Most people never realize they're being read, because their attention is on their own script. Imagine you're in a critical negotiation. You present an offer, then you listen. The person across from you takes a sharp inhale, imperceptible to untrained observers, but to you, it's an alarm. Sharp inhale equals surprise or resistance. You don't push, you pause. Ask an open question. The breathing normalizes. Now you advance. This type of real-time calibration separates those who negotiate from those who architect outcomes. It's not about forcing. It's about reading, adjusting, and guiding the interaction like a grandmaster moving invisible pieces. This mental discipline requires high-performance focus. You must observe without appearing analytical, adjust without seeming manipulative, and win without the other person feeling defeated. There's a strategic concept. Never interrupt your opponent when they're making a mistake. In human reading, this means never speak when the other person's breathing is about to reveal something. Let the autonomic system work in favor of truth. Victorious generals never attacked when the enemy was organized. They waited for the moment of weakness. You do the same. Wait and capture. How many opportunities have you lost by not noticing that someone's body was saying yes before their mouth said no? If this level of insight resonates, hit that like button and subscribe, because what comes next is even more unsettling. But there's one gesture that reveals emotional betrayal before the person even realizes they're betraying, and almost no one knows how to identify it. Why masters never reveal they're reading you. If you've ever wondered why certain people always seem 3 steps ahead, here's the classified truth. They don't just read humans, they erase their own traces while reading. Because real power isn't in knowing, it's in knowing without the other person realizing you know. This creates brutal informational asymmetry. You're playing chess, they're playing checkers, and they don't even notice the difference. All previous parts taught you to detect, anticipate, and interpret. But now comes the level that separates curious observers from strategic operators. Reading invisibility. When you master human analysis, the natural instinct is to use this knowledge openly. Fatal error. Because the moment someone realizes they're being read, the game changes. They start controlling their own signals, and you lose the advantage. Masters of this craft never say, "Know what you're feeling." They simply adjust the conversation, ask different questions, shift the tone, and guide the interaction without detection. It's like moving chess pieces on an invisible board. Ancient strategists called this victory without battle. You've already won before the opponent realizes they were at a disadvantage. In the corporate world, this manifests in leaders who seem to have supernatural intuition. It's not intuition, it's silent observation, emotional calibration, and strategic pattern application. They see what no one sees and act without fanfare. Yet here's what almost no one understands. True mastery isn't reading others. It's preventing them from reading you while you read them. Imagine having the ability to enter any room and, within 90 seconds, map who's comfortable, who's lying, who's allied with whom, and who's a threat, without asking a single question. Just observing breathing patterns, postures, microtensions, pupil changes. This type of real-time analysis transforms you into a strategic phantom, present, but imperceptible. And while everyone is focused on impressing or competing, you're collecting data, adjusting strategies, and positioning yourself to win before the game begins. This is maximum self-discipline, controlling your presence while decoding others. It's not about being cold. It's about being lucid, strategic, sovereign. There's an ancestral rule. Make your plans as dark and impenetrable as night. This doesn't mean hiding everything. It means revealing just enough to appear transparent while keeping true intentions invisible. Those who read people with mastery do the same. They seem open, accessible, even inattentive, but they're absorbing everything. If you could read any person in any situation without ever being detected, how would that transform your life? Sovereignty. Drop in the comments. What was the moment you realized someone was lying just from their body language? Like this video if it made you think differently. Subscribe to this channel to master strategies no one teaches. And share this with someone who needs to stop being read and start reading. But there's an even deeper layer, a technique that not even most experts have mastered. And perhaps, just perhaps, I'll reveal that soon.